Hey guys, I'm Michelle Hickey. I help creatives like you start and grow businesses using your gifts so that you can support the lifestyle you've been dreaming of. In this video, I'm going to share 4 tools that will help you make radical mindset shifts that set you on course for up-leveling your business and improving your life. Best of all 4 of these tools are free to use, which is ironic because I consider them to be the most valuable tools I have in my possession. There are unlimited resources in the form of courses and tools and software that we can use to quickly up-level our business and improve our life. But without the right mindset, none of these tools are going to work for you, at least not in the big ways that we want them to. That's why so many of us keep buying these tools and signing up for these courses, thinking that this is going to be the one thing that changes everything for us. What we forget is that we are the ones who need to put those resources into action. And if we don't believe in ourselves, or we don't believe that anyone is ever going to buy anything from us or will want to listen to what we have to say, none of those tools, none of those software subscriptions that we purchase will ever work. Before I go any further, I want to address mindset as a subject. If you're like me, a word like mindset just goes in one ear and out the other. I like things with clear directions and tangible evidence that it's going to work. And without having an understanding of what mindset is, it kind of sounds made up. And the people who follow it and believe in it kind of sound delusional. And that was me. And those were my thoughts on mindset. And then I read a book. And this is going to sound very dramatic, but this book truly changed my life. Mindset tool number 1 is a book called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. The title of this book doesn't do a great job of summing up its contents. It sounds more like it's one of those hey, you've got this kind of books, and that's not what it is. The subhead does a much better job of breaking it down. How to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. This book gives a really clear understanding of why we act the way we do, and also helps us to define who we want to be and then figure out the steps on how to get there. When I read this book, it seemed like everything just made sense, and everyone who I've recommended this book to feels the same way. I listened to the audio version of You Are a Badass, and I'm convinced that hearing those words in the author's own voice, because Jen Sincero is the one who narrates it, just really solidified all the concepts and made the entire thing easier for me to understand. Jen is a completely down-to-earth person who breaks down all the woo-woo-ness of mindset and actually makes fun of it. She speaks in a language that's really relatable and shares hilarious stories throughout the book. Everyone I know who read You Are a Badass immediately went back and read or listened to it for a second time, because what you learn is so powerful that you want to harness it and make sure that you never let go of this new mindset. You can get a copy of You Are a Badass from your local library for free, or you can sign up for a free trial of audible.com, where I read most of my books. Read, and by read I mean listen to. When you sign up for a free trial with Audible, you get a free book. Hint, hint, get this one. Mindset tool number 2 is the Headspace app. My thoughts on meditation were pretty much in alignment with my thoughts on mindset. It wasn't something that was really measurable, therefore, how would I know that it was ever working? Also, I tried meditation a few years ago and I just could not get my brain to shut off. But after reading You Are a Badass and hearing how the author had such a positive experience with meditation, I was like, all right, you know what? I will give this one more try. I downloaded an app called Headspace, which you may have heard of, that is filled with a catalog of all different kinds of meditation practices, whether it's you need help falling asleep, or you need a little bit of confidence before you're about to give a presentation, or you need help focusing on what you're about to do. After meditating regularly for the last 6 months, I can tell you that my brain still does not shut off during that meditation time, but what I came to understand is that it's more important for you to just take note of those times when your brain starts to wander, and then gently guide it back toward focusing on your breath, even if that means that I need to keep doing this repeatedly. I meditate for about 10 minutes every day using the Headspace app, and I can tell you that it has helped me greatly, especially in the areas of focus and concentration. Headspace app is free for you to download, and then within it they have a free trial pack that you can use to make sure that it's right for you. Otherwise, I encourage you to look for ways to quiet your minds every day, whether that be through a different meditation app or doing yoga or simply just sitting in silence for a few moments. Mindset tool number 3 are mastermind groups. If we're friends on Instagram, it's likely that you've heard me talk about mastermind groups before because I'm a little obsessed with mine. A mastermind group is made up of people who meet regularly to discuss business challenges and to support one another and to help one another grow. I started my first mastermind group back in 2013 with 2 fellow bloggers, Lauren Lanker from The Thinking Closet and Kaylin Brook from Kaylin Brook Co. With the support and fellowship of these friends and us meeting regularly for the last 5 years, my life and my business have improved greatly. At the end of 2017, I joined a second mastermind group. This one was different. It was made up of strangers who are now friends and led by Cliff Ravenscraft, who acts as our business coach and mentor. The people in both my mastermind groups and I are all on the same mission, and that is to be continually growing and learning so that we can serve people at our highest levels. Our regularly scheduled meetings are the reminders that I need not only to stay mindful, but to stay focused. Mindfulness is just like physical exercise. Yes, we can skip going to the gym every now and again, but we really have to keep at it if we want to see results. A mastermind group, or really any kind of support group, is a great way for you to stay accountable. If you aren't already part of a mastermind group, you can start one for free. Just round up a few of your creative, like-minded friends and start meeting regularly to support one another. If you're interested in joining a paid-led mastermind group, like the one that I joined at the end of last year, just do a little Google search to find a person that you feel comfortable working with. Or if you have any interest in joining my mastermind group, which at the time when I'm recording this has just opened its doors, you can find more information about that at michellehickey.design/mastermind. Mindset tool number 4 is the Mind Your Business podcast with James Wedmore. Listening to this podcast is another way that I'm reminded to practice mindfulness. There are other mindset-based podcasts out there, but this particular one hits it out of the park for me. James, who is the host of this show, strikes the perfect balance between the no-nonsense business advice that we all need to hear and the woo-woo personal thoughts and habits that we need to establish in order for those business tactics to work. Like Jen Sincero, who is the author of You Are a Badass, James Wedmore is someone I consider to be an unofficial mentor because every time I listen to his podcast, it encourages me, it inspires me, and it prompts me to take action. Whether it's the Mind Your Business podcast or another podcast you listen to or another blog that you read regularly, I encourage you to find something that you can return to that will remind you to stay in check. This podcast, like many podcasts, including mine, shout out Podcast for Creatives, is free to listen to and is packed with enormous value, so take advantage. Whether you decide to explore one or all 4 of the tools that we talked about in this video, I know that making a commitment to change your mindset will change your life. If this video has sparked something inside of you, or you know that you have a friend or family member who could really benefit from hearing this message, please consider sharing this with them. If you decide to try out any of these tools for yourself, please leave a comment below sharing how it's making an impact in your life and in your creative business. I cannot wait to read your stories of transformation.